Hello dear student, I am Aryas and today I will explain the chapter first in history. When, where and how. So my dear student, let's start. First of all, we will know about the basic things. My dear student, Indian history is generally divided into three parts: ancient, medieval and modern history. On the basis of changes in social, political and economic organizations and in ideas and beliefs, each of these periods has certain distinctive features determined by the various developments. Recorded in different walks of life during that period. The actual duration of the period was, which is historically recorded as medieval, is not the same everywhere. While the medieval period in the Europe lasted between 600 and 1400 CE, the medieval period in India extended from the 700 to 1700 CE, which is exactly 1,000 years. It is further subdivided into the early medieval period 700 to 1200 CE and the late medieval period is 1200 to 1700 CE. So my dear student, now the medieval period major historical trends, you will know about this. Before we start discussing the various events and developments that took place during the medieval period of Indian history, let us try to develop the insight into the political, social, economic and cultural changes that characterized this period. The initial phase of the period under study was marked by the emergence of regional kingdoms throughout the country. A powerful group of people rose to prominence during this period. Primarily as warriors and kings in northern and central India, these people came to be called the Rajputs. The Rajputs claimed their descent from either the solar family, you can say Suryavansh family, or the lunar family, you can say this Chandravansh family. However, there were four clans which claimed that they had not originated directly from a sacrificial fire conducted by sage Vasishtha on the peak of the present day mountain Mount Abu. They claimed descent from Agnikula. These included the Pratiharas, the Chauhans, the Solankis, and the Pawars. These four clans played an important role in the medieval history of this period. So, establishment of the Indian medieval history, establishment of the Delhi Sultanate following the arrival of the Turks from the northwest and setting up of the Mughal Empire were the two most important political events of this period. Feudalism are the royal practice of granting land to nobles in lieu tributes and military help was a significant political and trend of the period of that time. The important social trends of medieval age included in the proliferation of new castes and the rise of tribal groups with their own distinctive places. So my dear student, medieval period is the very important time for our Indian history, that is defined as below. Identities and customs and sharp distinctions between rural and urban areas, the flourishing of trade and introduction was rural and urban areas. This is situated in these areas. The flourishing of trade and the introduction of a more systematic assessment of land revenue were significant economic trends of the medieval period. In the spiritual sphere, this period marked the emergence of new forms of Hinduism and Islam, which were more assimilated in nature. Religious reforms in the form of Bhakti and Sufi movements triggered some of the major developments of that period. In the sphere of architecture, if we say, distinctive styles and technologies arose in this period, thereby adding to the grandeur and magnificence of medieval India. And in all, widespread cultural history, diversity was the hallmark of this period, which went on enrich India's culture and history. Some key changes over 1,000 years in this period. So my dear student, key changes over 1,000 years, that is more beneficial time, and some changes are here. Historians use different types of sources to learn about the past, about the history, about our Indian history. And in this period, they have studied and the nature of their investigations, sources such as coins, inscriptions, paintings, architectures, remains, and textual records even also as the link to the past. They have known everything, and the medieval Indian history has left behind a rich legacy and of archaeological and literary sources which helps us construct the history of the period, history of the medieval period, history of that period. So my dear students, now you want to know that what is archaeological trends, archaeological sources. So listen, archaeology is the study of history through the material remains of human life. Archaeological sources may include monuments, paintings, sculptures, inscriptions, and coins. Now, what is monuments and buildings? We will know about this. Historical monuments and buildings such as palaces, temples, forts, mosques, tombs, clock towers, and etc. help to reconstruct the part of many ways. To begin with, these buildings reveal the architectural styles of that time, of that period. The famous monuments of the medieval period include the Humayun's tomb, Qutub Minar, mosques such as Kuwait al-Islam and Jama Masjid, Red Fort in Delhi and Agra, Taj Mahal, Hoysala Temple, etc. These are the most important monuments of that period, of that medieval period. They provide invaluable information regarding the architectural skills of workers, how they have worked and how they have performed their skill in these monuments. It shows by the architectural situation. Besides this, the material used to construct these monuments and the mode of transportation in the use, besides the cultural and religious belief prevalent during the period under study, inscriptions are writings engraved on solid surfaces, including the rocks, metals, pillars, and stone, tablets, and other structures. Written in various languages and script, these inscriptions record royal proclamations, religious instructions, and gifts to temples, people, or villages also. Many of these available even today are attributed to the Rajput and Chola rulers. Besides, there are several inscriptions on the walls of Taj Mahal, the Red Fort, and other palace walls. All these inscriptions usually tell us about the social and economic condition of that time, that they are very rich in economic conditions and social conditions and technology conditions also. This shows these buildings, and sometimes even provide dynastic lists of kings are there, genealogies. Now coins. What is the importance of coins, and how the ruler approved these coins? What is the importance of these? Coins give us invaluable information about the quality and economy of the medieval period of that time. The writings on the coins generally convey the names, date of issue, titles, and portraits of kings, and occasionally even their dynastic emblem also. These things are printed on the coin, and by reading this, we will know about all information of that type. Coins throw light on art, religion, economic conditions, trade, and etc. etc. So, my dear student, this is enough for today. We will meet in the next video. So, thank you. Have a nice day.